Breaking right now, President Trump now calling to declassify the transcript of his call with the Ukrainian Prime Minister. The president tweeting just moments ago, "I am currently at the United Nations representing our country, but have authorized the release tomorrow of the complete, fully declassified and unredacted transcript of my phone conversation with President Zelensky of Ukraine. You will see it was a very friendly and totally appropriate call. No pressure, and unlike Joe Biden and his son, no quid pro quo. This is nothing more than a continuation of the greatest and most destructive witch hunt of all time." Joining me now, a member of the House Oversight Committee, which held a hearing today, Republican Congressman Mark Green of Tennessee. Congressman, first, I've got to ask you about this news, major news.
Yeah.
And, you know, listen, this is what the Democrats have asked for, and maybe they won't be happy when they get it.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to be very happy. If he's coming out with a transcript, they're going to see that this was exactly what he said it was, exactly what the president of Ukraine said it was, a friendly conversation. Joe Biden has a lot to worry about here. I mean, he's the one who used $1 billion loan to pressure the Ukraine government to fire an inspector who maybe, just maybe, was getting a little close to his son's $3 million deal that was routed through 2 different countries. This is going to get very interesting very fast, and I appreciate the president releasing it.
Well, when the news came out, the Dow was off 220 points. We're off just about 90 right now. So obviously something of a sigh of relief for the markets. Although no one on Wall Street sees a constitutional crisis, I think what people are becoming very frustrated with are the never-ending accusations, the never-ending, let's call them fishing expeditions or hunting expeditions, for lack of for a different term. But also just the notion that perhaps someone who was not on the call, didn't hear the call, and we're not even sure read the transcripts of the call, could say, hey, I'm a whistleblower. I mean, it just leaves open almost anything can become a serious crisis these days.
Yeah, you have to have standing if you're going to make accusations like this. Of course, the media doesn't really care. They'll seize on anything that gets said and take off and attack this president. And I mean certain parts of the media, not all networks. So.
Well, Congressman, apparently, though, there is a talk that sometime, perhaps during our hour, Joe Biden will officially also call for impeachment. We know Nancy Pelosi she's been fending off a desire for impeachment, particularly with freshman Congress folks. You get a chance to speak to your colleagues across the aisle. What's the feeling that you get, particularly when you speak perhaps to newer members of Congress and those who've been around and understand that impeachment can be a double-edged sword if it doesn't work out for the party calling for it?
Yeah, absolutely. I think there are a lot of moderates, particularly those, there are about 31 of them who are in districts that the president won, and they're very scared. I mean, they're very concerned about nothing but investigations. They're going back and telling their constituents that they want to do the business of the people, but unfortunately, Nancy Pelosi has to respond every time AOC opens her mouth, and that's what she's done. You know, within hours of AOC saying we need to impeach, she's on the impeach bandwagon now. So, those 31 Democrats in seats that Trump won, they're shaking in their boots.
Quickly, I know we brought you on to discuss vaping. Some are saying this could actually even be a political issue in 2020 because as adults, we have a right, or we used to have rights to determine what we put in our bodies, even if it was vape smoke. How are those hearings going, and are we talking about some sort of national effort to criminalize vaping or disallow it?
Well, first off, it's very concerning. These deaths are very frightening, but there's a lot of medical research that still needs to be done. I think what we need to do is proceed very cautiously, because I'll remind everyone that the #1 cause of preventable death in America is cigarette smoking. That's on the CDC's website. So, these flavored e-cigarettes even help adults get off of tobacco, potentially saving their lives. So we need to move very cautiously. I don't think there'll be political ramifications for President Trump stepping out into this. And he's an extrovert. He thinks out loud. A lot of times he gets the process going and then comes to a position that's a little bit different later. It's sad that you can't have that kind of dialogue in our country anymore because of the press, but that's the way he works.
Congressman Green, thank you.